Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Okay, let's go to our bad. Jake, what was your bad for week 10?
The bad was the absolute turnover interception laden fest that was the Detroit Lions.
That was in my yeah, okay. We can talk about that. Yeah, I think that I had that like as an ugly, but let's yeah. Yeah, sure.
So yeah, that was just, I mean, who can turn over the ball more times was kind of the question there, I think, in that one. So that was kind of wild and painful to watch.
Yeah, I actually put Houston in my ugly, but we can talk about him for the bad because how so guess when what the last time a team trailed by 15 points and had five interceptions and won a game?
Oh, I don't know. Back,
1970.
I said back before they had face masks.
Probably 1970. So, man, that was a crazy win by Detroit. And did you see the two field goals they made too? Detroit did. Bates there. They
Oh
like
yeah,
both barely went in on both sides.
on each side. I mean, just, and the one actually, I mean, they actually rubbed up against the upright there. So that was, I mean, good for him. That was pretty cool to see that guy do that. But yeah, what a painful war of attrition where neither team wanted to possess the ball.
Yeah, it was so funny. I don't know what Goff was doing. He like his numbers before this game were ridiculous. Like he was doing really good and just no incomplete bat passes barely. But then this game he kind of came crashing down beneath the earth. And then Stroud didn't have a great game. He had that horrible interception where that guy was standing wide open in the end zone and he just like lofted up there and Davis got underneath it and picked it off. But yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna, just how Houston doesn't win that game blows my mind, and the fact that Detroit somehow found a way to win also blows my mind. So, yeah,
Well,
that was
and
pretty bad.
in the Texans, I mean, man, I think they're better than what their record shows because, like, that's the second game in 3 weeks. Because the Packers, the same thing, which I was at that game. They're losing on field goals, and like, if a couple more things go their way, they have a much better record. Because I really don't think they're terrible, and I think CJ Stroud is pretty legit.
Yeah, I just like Stroud. I like Stroud a lot too. It's just I feel like he hasn't really got going here recently. So. He had 191 in the loss against the Jets. He had 86 yards against Green Bay. He had 192 yards. That's when they blew out the Patriots. Like he just doesn't seem like he's getting going like he did last year. Now, partly it's because his receiving core is completely depleted. His offensive line doesn't seem to be blocking for him. I think he'll be fine. I really like Stroud. But again, I wonder, you know how every year there's like a good bad team or a bad good team, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if it's the Texans. Are they like a good team that beats up on bad teams, but they're not quite there yet when it comes to when competition gets a little bit more tough.
Yeah, I don't think they're like I said. I don't think they're a bad team. They're just not quite there yet to get over the hump and beat decent teams, right? Because I mean, the Lions and the Packers,
Yeah,
as we start off, those are two pretty decent teams that
yeah.
you're a field goal away from winning those games. So
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Okay, let's go to my bad is Chicago Bears and especially in particular their offense. It was so bad this week. It has been bad for last couple of weeks that they fired their offensive coordinator this week. So that's my bad for the week. Only 3 points. Caleb Williams was outperformed by Drake May. There's already reports coming out that the Keenan Allen did not like the offensive coordinator for the Bears. So I'm gonna give the Bears the ugly for this week because it was definitely a winnable game. But after that Hail Mary, they've only scored 12 points in the last two games total, 12 points. And I don't think they've scored a touchdown either in the last two games as well on the offensive side of the ball. So they even haven't scored a touchdown in the last two games either. So my bad goes to the Chicago Bears.
which is too bad because I think Caleb Williams, and honestly, I'll admit I haven't watched a lot much Bears football, but from what the little bit I have seen and hearing, like could be pretty legit. Like give him a couple seasons and they might be actually competitive.
Yeah, I think right. You just got to do what the Dolphins did with Tua, and you just got to bring a coach in there, offensive minded coach that's like, hey, I'm going to get the best out of this guy. And that's how you're going to get the best out of Caleb Williams. And I think I think Eberflus will be fired at the end of the year. And I think they'll bring in a different, an offensive minded coach, maybe even Ben Johnson. So we'll see, which would hurt me a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, let's go on to our ugly what.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.